What is up, Super Fam? I am Sensei Finito, and this is Battery CEO. Welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. Battery, tell the Super Fam what we getting into.
Well, yesterday we experienced Regal's VIP movie experience for the first time. Incredible. But we went and saw Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. This is our movie review and open discussion. Wow, what a movie!
What a movie indeed. Leading up to this movie, also, me, Battery, and our girls, we watched all of the other Fantastic Beasts leading up to this one.
Yep.
And it was incredible. Like every single one of them were awesome. We were talking about how we we were just talking about all of the great things that came from every one of them that we watched. And this one definitely capitalized on those different things that we loved from the first and second one, for sure.
Yes. This was a surprise, because going into this movie, I had seen some very terrible reviews about certain subjects that were within the movie, and I was really scared and really worried that they were going to overpower the whole plot that we've been kind of building up to with the first and second movie. Also, this movie was also going to deal with the change of not having Johnny Depp. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Johnny
Depp. I butchered, like, they just sounded different.
Johnny Depp. I think
Johnny
you said
Depp.
Depp.
Yeah. Depp.
Yeah. As
no
Grindelwald. Yeah. Grindelwald, if you would.
I don't remember the name of the actor who replaced him, but he did a really good job.
But he's really good. He's a really good actor, if I'm not mistaken.
He felt like he embodied and maybe even did a better job.
Not maybe for me. Like he won.
Yeah.
I loved his rendition of Grindelwald way more than I liked Johnny Depp's. One thing that Remy had said was when it came to Johnny Depp being Grindelwald, it felt still Johnny Depp-ish, if you know what I'm saying. Like Johnny Depp is kind of like a Nicolas Cage actor, if you would, to where their characters are very similar and you get them for that reason because of that similarity that they have. But the new actor, what in the world? Mads Mikkelsen is his name.
Okay.
Mads Mikkelsen. And he plays Hannibal in the TV show Hannibal.
Yep.
And he's also in...
I've seen him in quite a few other things as well.
He's in Doctor Strange. I didn't know that he was in Doctor Strange. I don't know who he is in Doctor
Strange. He's the villain, the main villain in the first one.
What? I had no idea that was the same person, like by any means. I had no clue. That's pretty awesome. That's really cool.
He's the one that wants to summon Dormammu and all them. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. No wonder he was so... No wonder, bro. Like, no wonder. I'm not even surprised. Like, literally not surprised at all. Because he is a great actor, yo. Like, he embodied the fierceness, I guess you can say, of Grindelwald. Like, when he came on the screen, you felt his presence. Way more for me than you did with Johnny Depp, even though it felt like his role was small in the other two movies. You know what I mean? Like, Grindelwald didn't seem like he was the main villain in those other movies.
Yeah.
He just seemed like the background big bad. He felt like Loki almost more instead of feeling like Thanos. You know what I mean? And in this one, he felt more like Thanos in a way. Like just to explain that. And I loved that. I loved that aspect. Every actor in this movie brought their A game too.
Yep.
I really appreciated them. Let me see what her name is. Eulalie Hicks, the black girl, that's the professor or whatever.
Oh,
yep. She was awesome. I loved her. I loved how she was in the movie. I loved how they reintroduced Jacob, who's Dan Fogler's character, Jacob, the Muggle. I love how they brought him back into it.
I love his character so much, bro. At first, I was gonna lose it.
I have to refresh. My side is tripping.
Oh no.
Yeah, I gotta refresh. Hold on.
Okay.
Hopefully nothing happens. Refresh it now. I have no idea what's happening.
I was like, I still see you. Like,
okay, let's see. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, Music was great. Had that Harry Potter feel that we all kind of know and love from, if you're a huge Harry Potter fan. At least for me, the music has always been a high point in these movies. Again, like Sensei was saying, the performances on everyone's part was
Okay.
awesome. All right, and you made it back.
All right, there we go. Okay, I had no idea what was happening, but yeah, the way that they introduced each character and how important each of them were to the overall story is what really, I think, what Fantastic Beasts and J.K. Rowling does the best. To be really honest, like even in the Harry Potter movies, each character you cared about to the point where when Robert Pattinson's character, gets smacked and everything, you're like, no, like everything that happens, she just does the studio does a really good job at that. Surprising that this is the same studio that makes all the DC stuff, right? Like,
well, they have J.K. Rowling. They kind of have that person.
That's true. She is Kevin Feige with her own stuff. That's true.
With that said, I know that she's been under fire, so I don't know how much control she has now. But it is her IP, and that's all her money, pretty much. So
yeah,
I'm sure she still has an opinion. So even though,
and they're not getting rid of her anytime soon.
There's no way. You just can't do that.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, since it was gone, music incredible, had that same Harry Potter feel.
Oh my god, the music, bro! Oh my goodness, the music was ridiculous. the way that they like use the Harry Potter theme in multiple ways. I think they do this also with the Star Wars music a lot, and also with the Marvel music as well. You'll hear like Doctor Strange's theme song in the background in a different way when something happens, and it's like, whoa, what's going on? And they definitely were doing that in this movie.
Yep.
The beasts were beautiful once again.
Oh yeah.
Like there wasn't an abundance of them like in
I was gonna say, I was like,
because we just have like the ones we already know from the first movie, the two main ones.
Yep.
And then
all
a
the
couple
ones we
of
saw.
Yeah, a couple of the main magical beasts that we see in the beginning. No spoilers. And then we have the creepy one in the jail. And all of those ones. And I think that's really
that's really it.
And the Phoenix, of course, from the second one as well. The Phoenix makes an appearance as well. But once again, like it's like 5 or 6 beasts versus the hundreds we had in the first one, and then not as many in the second one either. But still, there was a lot of beasts. Still.
But definitely a lot of reoccurring characters. Again, this all of them are kind of coming together to kind of put a stand against Grindelwald, and in a way, it didn't work out the way they thought it would. And that's right from the get-go. Like, where things kind of take a turn where you're like, oh my God, like, what are we gonna do? Like, this is a menacing foe. Like, we have to try and confuse him because he's gonna know what we're gonna do, type of thing, So it's like, but on that note, and if you guys watch the movie, you guys will know what we're talking about here. That whole premise, like, oh my gosh, he's like, he knows what we're gonna do, and you guys might not know what that means, but for me, that didn't feel very apparent throughout the whole movie. That was probably that's probably the only thing I really didn't like about the movie, is that it didn't really seem like it was that big of a deal, even though they made it like a big deal in the movie. Like, it didn't pay out.
It really didn't.
And Grindelwald is a great character, and I thought he did an amazing job at like portraying him. And we kind of definitely see that villainy, but at no point in the movie did I feel like, oh my God, our main characters are about to die or about to lose it all, before the end of the movie, which I felt like that's kind of what needed to happen. And it might have been like maybe like a person of the crew, like 1 or 2 of the people of the main crew that from the beginning end up getting killed off on, and then like, something needed to happen that didn't happen to make that menacing character even more better and actually relevant to what they were trying to do.
I feel that, but it felt like, to be honest, the way these 3 movies have kind of felt like is like
unless
beginning,
it's not
middle, and end type of thing. Like this kind of felt like I understand what you're saying, but it's like they've already established how serious Grindelwald is from the other movies. You know what I mean? So they don't really have to go in and like show him murdering hella people or anything, because we already know he did that. Like with the first movie, it literally starts with him like murdering 5 wizards just right off the bat. And then throughout that movie, he also does other things disguised as the other dude. Can't think of his name. And then in the second one, they killed a baby. Like, it was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? They've established that my guy is a villain and murderous. And in this movie, it was
He's
more on
like
the
a politician.
politics side.
Yeah,
exactly. This, and that's what I really, really appreciated, because me and you know how we are about that political aspect in like movies and everything. And I feel like as far as I know, we've never really got like a political type of standpoint of the Harry Potter universe, the Wizarding World, I think is what it's called. And like this one definitely defined what that meant. Like there was like you know, the election and all that type of stuff. Once again, no spoilers, but overall, we got to see a side of the Harry Potter world that we just were not privy to before. And I was like, I liked that.
It was intense, bro.
Like seeing like a whole bunch of like murder going down, because it was like the stakes were way bigger than, you know, like a couple of people dying. It was the whole like thing going down. So that was really freaking crazy. But I will say that I do feel what you're saying, though, nonetheless.
This movie, and you know what? And part of the reason why I was kind of upset like with that was because up until like after the movie, I was under the impression that this was the last one. I didn't realize there were supposed to be 5 movies. That's why I was like,
we still got 2 more in this.
That's why when the movie ended, I was like, wait, are we supposed to get more? Like, I just didn't know. And it wasn't until after you clarified, oh yeah, we're supposed to get 5. And I was like, what? No. And then so that makes all sense. So like all the seriousness that's gonna go down,
it's like, gonna get even more lit, bro.
So it's gonna happen.
We're still in the build-up.
It'll probably happen for sure the next movie, and then climax it at the end of it, and then kind of, you know, unfold and kind of do everything it does in the last movie. Otherwise, I wasn't aware of that. That's why I was.
I feel that's very true, though. As a side, not really a side note, but just glorifying the characters once again. Ezra Miller, man. I mean, he has done an amazing job in these 3 movies, bro. Like from the first to the second to the third. Like he's done great, bro. Like it's crazy. Like I can't even believe that this is the same guy that's Flash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was just ridiculous. His character, Credence, also known as Albus, I think it's Albus. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the first and second one, then you shouldn't be here for the third review. So we're definitely going to be talking about the first and second one. So we already know that Credence, aka Albus, is a Dumbledore. But and that was just amazing in itself as a revelation. And they capitalize on that in this movie like a mug, bro. Like I really loved the direction that they took with all of that, because I think we even talked about that before the movie. Like, what's going on? Like, how is he a dumb? You know what I mean? Like, how does this work? And they clarify it for sure.
And they definitely
told us confused,
we know.
You'll have that answer.
Yeah,
I feel like any questions you have are answered in this movie.
Yeah, they're definitely answered, especially when it comes to that, the whole Dumbledore
the sister, thing. Like, everything.
I was going to say, we learned more about the OG Dumbledore sister. That we've heard about in the OG Harry Potter movies, and it's quite sad, really, about how it kind of unfolds. Obviously, we don't get to see it, but you know, we hear about it. They talk about it.
I would have really liked to see it. I would have liked more flashbacks like that in this movie. That's one of my only gripes. Is I would have really liked to like jumped back into these different moments that they were talking about and be able to experience.
Because we saw and learned about a lot of different things that OG Dumbledore and you know kind of did growing up, especially as him and Grindelwald were kind of young, and like as to why they were gonna and like what they were doing when they were younger. And we didn't see that necessarily, but we heard about it. Then they talked about it. But again, I think seeing those flashbacks would have been really cool, and it might be that we do see those flashbacks in future movies. I think the whole Dumbledore thing was awesome. You know, as far as this whole series goes, with the exception of the first one, like obviously the second one's called The Crimes of Grindelwald. The second one's called, the third one's called The Secrets of Dumbledore. They've been good titles, but I feel like, except maybe 2, because so far, like or maybe 2, but the third one, even though we do learn a lot about Dumbledore, I feel like
There wasn't a lot of secrets.
Yeah, like the titles have kind of come short as to what they were like telling us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The second one, I feel like obviously we see crimes and Grindelwald, but like I feel like it could have
Mhm.
done better as well. But that's just me being picky. I haven't read the screenplay at all, so I don't know what happens at all. But
Mm.
I just know that out of these three movies, 2 is definitely my favorite. This third one is my second, and the first one's my third.
Yeah.
But they're all
Like
great movies. I'm
2,
not
3, 1 for
I'm not
sure.
crapping on any of them at all. It's just that I just so happen to enjoy them in that particular order. Uh,
Yeah.
and the first one's a really good movie, man. It really is.
Mhm.
But man, I feel
But
like
yeah, like when it comes to everything about this movie and what they set up, as well as the characters and the background characters, even Grindelwald's character, like his team of bad people that we see from the second movie. I mean, like they all stated, like they all were bringing their A game as well, bro. Like
mhm,
this movie did not fall short in one area for me. Like no, I mean, and like the Secrets of Dumbledore thing, that kind of got to me as well. But
mhm,
overall, it was like everything, the entire movie was Dumbledore's secret, really. Like
mhm,
it almost felt like hear me out. The names of the movies for 2 and 3 should have been switched. And I think that would have been way more understandable. Like in the second one, The Secrets of
that would make
Dumbledore was
sense.
way more the thing because it was the blood and the thing, and it was like that was the basis of the movie was his secret that he couldn't take
Mhm,
out Grindelwald because they had the blood pack. Like that
yeah,
was the base of the movie. So that would have been Secrets of Dumbledore, and I think that would have been really good. And then this one, The Crimes of Grindelwald, like that would have been the
mhm,
one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I think that little change right there would have like what we're talking about right now, it
yeah,
would have subsided that from us.
yeah. Uh,
But it didn't happen that way. But it was still solid nonetheless.
Overall, though, just this movie was awesome. Music was great. Performances were awesome. They had some comedy in there. Uh, Action sequences. We had some amazing magical fight scenes that were awesome to see on
Beautiful.
screen. Not a whole lot, but the moments that we did see were very cool, especially when it came to like Dumbledore and his thing, and like the whole Credence thing, which is what
Mm-hmm.
was heavily, like foreshadowed upon in the second movie, um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very apparent in this movie. Like that whole sequence, awesome. Um, everything that kind of about like when it came to like the fighting and whatnot, and like using protection spells and all that type
Yeah.
of stuff was awesome to see on screen. Um, the world building drops from like places that we've seen in Harry Potter and seeing them here was awesome. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, was there anything else in particular before we get into spoilers?
One thing that I will say, it's not really a spoiler because we do see it in the first one, but I liked the aspect of Hogwarts
Yep,
in the movie. And
yep.
that's like all I'll really
It's
say
actually
until we get
pretty funny.
yeah. Yes, exactly. Like
Yeah.
until we get into the spoilers, that's all we'll just drop that little gem of
Mhm.
we liked how Hogwarts was portrayed in this movie.
Another thing that was pretty cool that I want to talk about was Queenie and
Jacob.
Jacob's relationship again. Another
Yeah.
highlight for me.
Yeah.
I loved those two characters from the first and second movie. I absolutely died in the second movie when they were like, "It's like Queenie, no, don't do this," and she
Yeah.
goes, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, no."
I was a
Uh,
broken man as well.
yeah, and then seeing him, in the aftermath of that crushed my heart, and then to see
Mhm.
what happens, was crazy.
Like,
It was
yeah.
crazy. It was a good
It
time.
was like, man, like we said this already, but it was really a good like book. Like it's a good continuation
It's a
of the
good
story.
it's a good trilogy so
Yes,
far.
there you
Like
go.
really, like
It's a
continuity wise,
like the
awesome.
story really goes together, bro. Like it's not out of sync. And I don't feel like they went back and retconned anything. Like they
Mhm.
didn't like this before, so they had to change it. Everything is felt
Yeah.
fluid and understandable.
There was also another actor change, it seems like. I
Yes,
think
there. I feel like there's like two,
2 or
maybe
3 other actor
three
changes.
actor changes, but they weren't so apparent that it was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like
But we noticed, we were like, wait, is that the same dude? Like
we had to hear the name to know that it was the same dude. That's really what it like the type of thing it was.
I think that's about it for the non-spoiler stuff. How would you rate this movie, my man?
I'll give it a 4.7.
Yeah.
One, like, for sure. This is a 4.7. I don't think I can give it a 5 just because I did want to see like the whole like I don't want to get spoilery, but I did want to see the he knows what's gonna happen come into play a little bit more, like you said.
Yeah.
Like I did want that for sure because it just felt like that
made it a big issue.
Yeah, they made it such a big issue, and it felt like everything else was a bigger issue than that.
Yeah.
Still. And like you said too, we didn't really see, but maybe it was because it wasn't. I don't know. We'll get more into that in the spoiler section, but that's why it's a 4.7.
I'd probably give it the same thing, man. For the same reason. That's the big thing for me as to why I would give it a 4.7. Is because of that right there. And again, we can't really get into it right now because it's a huge spoiler thing. But yeah. And with that being said, guys, if you haven't seen the movie yet, highly recommend you
check it out.
And come back whenever you guys do check it out because this movie was incredible. And go check it out. Check it out. 100%. IMAX, ScreenX, freaking VIP. Awesome. Good time.
Yeah, it's a really good time no matter where you're going to see this. Even if you don't have the ability to see it in the IMAX, you're still going to have a jolly good time with this movie, because it's just so good. It's just so good. And one thing that I do want to also shine a light on is that our theater was awesome. And the people in the theater were also awesome. Like people were like, "Oh shit!" And like it was like it was really good. It was really good. The vibe was good.
The vibe was good.
Yeah, and that so that's the end of the non-spoiler section.
All right, spoilers, guys. Spoilers.
Let's where's it at? Blah. Boom! Spoiler alert. You see it.
Spoilers.
We'll leave that up there for a little while so you guys don't get the movie spoiled for you if you have not seen the movie, unless you want spoilers, because we know some people don't mind spoilers. So you guys are more than welcome to stay.
Yeah. Okay. Going to the biggest issue we have with this movie. I think it's the biggest thing that we have. Okay, so at some point, at the very beginning, I was really confused as to what was happening. Newt finds an animal. Didn't realize it was this special, but it's a special animal, right? I can't think of the name of it, but the whole point of this particular animal is that it was used in the old days of the wizarding world to decide who their national leader is, or international leader is. And if it finds someone who's pure of heart, it kneels. This was an adult one that happened to also give birth.
It's only the baby ones that do that, though.
Oh, it's only the baby. Okay. So Newt found one.
I'm pretty sure they use their election cycle to go with the cycle of when they're born.
Newt had found it as it was giving birth, and it had the baby in hand. Next thing we know, freaking Credence and his goons come up and kill them up, and we're like, "Yo, what is happening right now?" And there's like a huge chase ensues, and Newt gets he gets messed up. And he definitely
man Credence definitely has turned up from the last time we've seen him. He's definitely been practicing the whole vibes. Like he was a force to be reckoned with.
Definitely has it more under control in this one, especially when it comes to the what's it called that's within him? I can't think of the name of it right now.
The obscurity.
Obscure, yeah, the obscurus. And then Newt goes back up and happens to find another one. And I was like, oh my gosh, yo, what? And so, but the whole point is that special animal, Grindelwald gets a hold of it, right? And he slices its throat. And in that process, he sees the future in the blood of this particular animal. Unbeknownst to them, it was a twin. Newt has one, and that's what kind of goes into the story. But the point was, after that had happened, I think it was Dumbledore who was like, yo, he knows our every move now. Like, we have to do something to confuse him. And that whole premise of trying to confuse him didn't feel like a big deal at all in the movie. Like, obviously they like make suitcases to try and confuse him, but like even then, at no point did Grindelwald even
Okay,
say to himself,
hear me
"I'm
out though.
confused."
I think he still knew everything that was happening though, and that's why. Because from the beginning, when he did the blood read, I think when he did that,
I think
he
he
knew
saw
everything that was going to happen next in that next scenario, and that is why they had to switch it up so much to begin with, and then they had to keep switching it up so the thing that he already saw didn't come to, so he didn't know what was actually happening. So that's like why he knew where Dumbledore was when he sent Credence to him, and why he knew where they were when the dudes were coming after them. You know what I mean? That's why it's because he read the blood in to begin with. And then at the end, I think he does it again, but
I think he does it again.
Different. But that was a different thing. I think that might have been it would be crazy if what we saw at the end comes in a future movie. That would be wild, because I don't even remember what was in that pool at the end.
Yeah.
Society in the chat, my man said, "I'm seeing it tonight in IMAX, and I don't care about spoilers."
Dude, this movie's so good. It's so good. You're gonna if you love the first, second one, you're gonna love it. Yeah. I think, but yeah, that whole plot, I just felt underwhelming for me. Again, that's the only like not so good thing I have to say about the movie. Really, was it didn't seem like a big issue. At no point did I see Grindelwald be scared or worried. Like, oh my god, like I'm kind of losing control.
I don't think we would see that though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know if we would have seen that, but
even one of the people like defect to his team, and that doesn't even surprise him. Like he's just like, all right, like whatever, let's keep it going. He has a plan, and that's what I really loved about this actor and Grindelwald in this movie is he had a plan, and nothing, literally nothing, was going to deter him from it. He did not care what was going on in he didn't care. He's like, bruh, this is what I'm doing. This is my goal. I'm going to achieve it. And he low-key did, but he didn't. Like, because Grindelwald definitely won in the first two movies. I don't care what anyone says. He won in those first two movies. In this one, he didn't win. Like, he did not win.
It definitely takes the L. But again, for what's coming, I think both sides are going to take L's for sure. Like, there's no ifs or buts about it. And it makes me curious because, like, I don't know as far, like, at what point does Voldemort get into play? Do you know? Is there a time frame for that at all?
Well,
probably like the 80s,
still
right?
Based in the 1920s. So
yeah, it's 20s and 30s, so it's probably a long time before then. But
I think it'll probably. I think when he will actually get taken place is like probably 19, because it has to be like 1950, like 50s to the. It has to be like 50s to the 90s in that era, because when we see Tom Riddle, and he's in that boarding home, I believe. You can, like, it looks more back in the day than like it kind of looks in the from the 50s to 80s, like it kind of seems like
Harry.
I was about to say, because if it was in the 90s, he would be the same age as Harry Potter in the movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, so it has to be like the 60s or something.
Maybe the books clarify that. If you guys know, let us know down in the comments.
Yeah.
That's just an observation. I was just curious because, like, I don't know if he's going to get involved with Grindelwald, or if Grindelwald's like the biggest issue that happens prior to everything that goes down with Voldemort.
It kind of seems more like Grindelwald might inspire Voldemort. You know what I mean? Later on into the future, he's like inspired by him, and he's trying to do what he's trying to do. I don't think I've rewatched the Harry Potter series since I've been an adult, to be honest. So I don't even like the Harry Potter knowledge that I have in my brain is like jumbled up because I just haven't done a rewatch of it.
I did do a rewatch. I think I'm on the Half-Blood Prince right now. I don't know if I finished it, but I'm just about to get started.
I haven't even seen those
Hollows. Yeah, see, and those ones, I haven't seen those two either. And I've only seen like how certain people die because just by watching people watch it, walking around the house. But
I don't know anything.
Yeah, it's a great, like, it's wild. But I've enjoyed the rewatch. So I'm really excited to kind of keep watching and see kind of how that goes. But I'm really interested to see if these stories intertwine at all.
Once again, if you guys know, like, where Grindelwald and Voldemort kind of take place or whatever. Let us know what's going on with that.
Another thing that I really liked. This is something I liked. I loved about the movie. We go to Germany, right? Again, this is the 20s, 30s, and this is right after the war and right before the new war starts, right? So like, I'm just like, yo, and like you're in Germany and you're like, okay, this feels like how Germany would have felt like, and it was super gloomy. And we saw like the German Ministry of Magic, and it was all black and it looked creepy as hell. And I was like, yo, and then we saw the international leader at the time was stationed out of Germany, and bro, he looked like the dictator type, and they definitely set up
really
that feel. Even the like some of the people that were with the German Ministry of Magic, who were also on the side of like Grindelwald, yo, terrifying. I was like, dude, this is the war's about to just break out. Like at the beginning, as we're going into the ministry, we see like two different parties like trying to like support their people who are running for this particular office.
They're elects.
And one of the people on one side has the Star of David as their emblem, and I was like, oh snap, like it's getting real. On the other side is green, and I was like, yo, this is just wild. And I was like, this is really happening right now. And it really felt, I was scared. I really was. I was like, oh my God, like, what's this going to turn into? Because I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready to go to Germany right before World War II starts and get that vibe like that. Because I always wondered, like, and I think I talk about a little bit in either in the first or second movie, how I think Newt, what would Newt do during the Great War? I think he was working with dragons or something like that.
Newt has always been like a I can't think of what the word that they use is, but he's always been about the beast, basically.
Yeah,
that's always been his thing.
Jacob was a part of the expeditionary force, but like I definitely want to know more about like what the wizards were doing to one another.
I think he was the expeditionary thing.
Okay, yeah, Jacoby for sure was with the expeditionary force sent to Europe when the war started. And I know it was either
I think he was like an expeditionary wizard or something like that, because there was a word like that they used.
Yeah, I don't know what he did, but I just know
his
that
his brother was in the war though.
His brother was he did something.
He's like a war hero, because they talk about that for sure.
Yeah.
When Newt first gets brought to the place where the girl is, Laura or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I don't know what her name is. But when she brings him there, they're like Semaran or whatever his name is, Seminat or whatever. They're like, yo, the war hero? And he was like, no, that's his brother. Like, yeah. Mary Sue says, just got here. What's up with Mary Sue? I can be useful. Voldemort was 71 when he died. So if you work backwards, he was born in the 30s.
Okay.
So he's born at the height of when this is happening then.
So he's just a child. Yeah. Okay. So he's probably not going to be an issue at all then.
No, but that still might be why, like, that still might mean that he's getting indoctrined by the things of what Grindelwald does, because so many people were on his side. And it's like, not just because it was televised everywhere doesn't mean that everyone's going to go with it automatically. You know what I mean? There's still going to be those people that care about Grindelwald and want to do what he does. When he was talking in the second one in the Ministry of Magic, and he was surrounded by hundreds of people, and all of them were like cheering for him basically, and they all wanted to go with what he was saying. It was wild. So I hope that's some type of thing. I don't know if Grindelwald is ever talked about. Is he ever talked about in the Harry Potter movies?
I don't know.
Like, is that a seed that they just built off of? You'd probably know that, Mary Sue.
I don't remember watching it, hearing it in the movies at all. Rewatching it.
Mary Sue says,
I know Newt's mentioned
have a canonical timeline, but I'm pretty sure the dates in the movies are shifted a few years. Oh.
Okay.
I don't know if I like the first one or third one better, but I had to answer the poll, Ruby says. Yeah, the poll is up there right now. If you guys have seen the third one, let us know which Fantastic Beasts movie is your favorite so far. For us, it's definitely the third one. But as far as, have you seen this movie, Mary Sue? Because we are in the spoiler section of everything.
Yeah, we're in the spoiler section.
Yeah, I know it's real tiny, but if you look above Battery's head, you see the little spoiler alert right there. I just don't want this big ass thing like in our face the whole time. I'll try to remember to flash it every once in a while. But yeah, bro, this movie just
I don't even know where to begin. Like, where do we go? Okay, so Albus Secret. Let's go. Let's start there. Seeing Dumbledore's secrets kind of unfold the way they did. Obviously, we all know that Grindelwald is his love interest. That not really. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, Mercy. You got to check this movie out.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna dip. Yeah, get up out of here, Mary Sue. But we appreciate you. Thanks for jumping in with the knowledge. Yo, get in the Discord, Mary Sue. I don't know what you're doing. You need to get in the Discord. We be looking for you all the time. Go ahead and make one. Jump in there. We need you.
But yeah, Dumbledore's secrets, man. Seeing them kind of unfold, that more we explore that relationship with Grindelwald a little more. Only at the beginning, and then maybe a couple like phrases later on. But I was worried that was.
But I think there was layers of secrets, though. I think that's because the secret around his sister is a secret.
Yeah,
and the secret around Credence is one of his secrets, and then also the secret of his relationship with Grindelwald is also another secret.
He also has a brother that no one knew about.
That's true. So to be honest, there are multiple secrets that Dumbledore does have in this movie, and we do get a reveal for each one of them. So I mean, to be fair, it does balance it out. To be fair.
Yeah. The way his sister died, man. So what happens is,
and I actually knew about that. Me and Remy had actually knew that about how his sister died.
Did they talk
prior to the movie? I think it's in the screenplay and something we watched. They talked about it and they knew it. Yeah, and it was because this movie, the thing that we watched was it was like 2 years ago or something. Whenever that movie came out, but he still talked about how the sister does pass away and how it does transpire, and it's the same thing that he said in the movie.
Yeah, so basically Grindelwald and Dumbledore were going to leave. And his brother was like, bro, what are you doing? Don't be doing that. And then a fight ensued. And they're not even sure who did it, but someone fired off magic out of the three of them. And
the sister was the collateral.
Yeah. As she came downstairs. And Dumbledore believes it was his magic that did it, but they're not sure. And that was really sad because I know, like in the movies, he talks about. I think he even cries about it in the Harry Potter movies at some point.
He does.
And I know that's something that was really crushing to him and his brother. Seeing that brother dynamic was pretty sad, kind of, but it was interesting to see and kind of hear about his brother. And I think we even see his brother in the OG Harry Potter movies too. But I don't know if. We didn't know at that point that he was even the brother to Dumbledore at all, because we visit the same place that Harry visits at some point. But again, I don't know if it was him or if it was someone different at that point. And it may be there's something that happens between this movie and the next two movies.
The other two, yeah.
So he might be dead. I don't know, but we'll see. But
what we also learn is that Credence is his son.
Yeah.
The brother's son. That's who. So Credence Albus, I think Alpius or Albius. He is a Dumbledore because his father is Dumbledore's brother. So Dumbledore is Credence's uncle. Which was an amazing reveal for us in the movies. We were like, oh my God, I had no idea. And then with that's like we said, that is another one of the secrets of Dumbledore. And he now like talks his brother into kind of like, yo, like, did you know? And he's like, I didn't know, but I kind of thought. We heard that she was pregnant. I think that's what it was. They heard that the girl was pregnant, but I think she died in childbirth, so nothing ever came of it or something like that. And so like the whole time they just were always thinking about like, where is this guy at? You know what I mean? And then we that ends up, coming full circle because that's not I don't want to say it's a huge part of the movie, but it is. Like Dumbledore and Albus fight, and the fight was amazing, by the way. Like,
awesome.
Like visually, every fight in this movie is freaking incredible. The magic in Fantastic Beasts so far has been way better than everything we've got from Harry Potter. Like,
100%.
It's been like
the first one alone. like trumps
it's
everything.
ridiculous how it's like J.K. Rowling is like retconning her own magic system and changing things in her own magic system that she created. And that's like what you have to get right from the beginning. As Father Sanderson says, I should say. But like literally, it was just beautiful. The use of not having to say the spells because there's such a high level of magician or wizard or whatever the case may be. It was all just amazing. So when they fight, he lets him know, like he doesn't tell him right off the bat, but he's like, "Yo,
we didn't know.
Grindelwald is lying to you, bro. Yeah. Like he's lying to you. Like you are a Dumbledore, but you're not my brother. Like you're not my brother." Like, and then he whoops his ass because Albus didn't know what he was getting into. Yeah, I don't know why Grindelwald thought that like Albus could take out Dumbledore. That was really interesting to me. I was like, is that dude that powerful? Like, because I thought they were going to switch it and make him kill Grindelwald instead, since he was that powerful enough to kill Dumbledore. That's kind of what I was going.
Because I think at some point during that fight, I think Dumbledore separated the Obscurus from him to kind of make him like not have that hate in him while he was talking to him. And then the Obscurus, I don't know if the Obscurus went back into him or what, but
I don't remember that.
Yeah, like the big black puddle that was trying to get back into him was separating from Credence while they were talking. And I don't know if that got back into him after the fact.
I think he was just in a puddle, bro, to be honest, because he was just in a puddle. Bro, and because they were in like the upside down world.
Yeah, it was
that's
crazy.
Why it looked like that, though. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I didn't see
because it was all black, and then there was the black puddle that was trying to move and get back into Credence.
Oh, I didn't see that at all. Because when they switch back, he's still in the same puddle.
Yeah, after that, when it goes back to normal, it's just a puddle. But like, I don't know if that affected anything or what. But all I know is that whole interaction
and we actually
with Dumbledore
see that type of thing happen 2 or 3 times in the movie where they fight in like an upside down world,
like in Doctor
Strange. That shit was amazing. Like it was, I was like, "What's happening right now? Like what's going on?" Yes, like in Doctor Strange when they fight in the mirror dimension. Literally, that's kind of what was happening.
That's literally what happens.
And it was crazy. It was a great aspect of the movie as well. But yeah, as far as him being the son of them, at the end of the movie, that's when it actually all comes out that he's the brother and all of that. And then the dad is there. My guy almost dies. My guy Credence almost dies because that's why the Phoenix is following him because he's about to die soon. And because he's an obscurist, just like the sister was an obscurist. That's also what we learned from this movie is that she was an obscurist. He's an obscurist. The Phoenix is following him. At the end of the movie, the dad picks up his son over his arm and they walk away. We never see him again. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the other movies as well. I don't think he's going to. They might find a way to save his life or something. I don't even know. But
because Newt knows how to separate a child from an obscurus. The problem is, he tried to do it. The girl died in the first. It comes out in the first one. She ended up dying. And they talk about it a little bit in the second one with him and Dumbledore, or the second or the first one. I'm not too sure. Like there was like host and some other stuff. It was really complicated, but that was talked about. But because the Obscurus is poisoning Credence, and that's part of the reason why he's like dying, and that's why the Phoenix is being drawn to him, and it's really crazy because like. We kind of see it at the beginning of the movie, but by the end of the movie, you could definitely see the effects.
Oh my God!
On his body and the way he looks. He's just like, whoa, okay, my man's about to die. Like he's about.
Yeah, my man is about to kick the bucket right now. Like I was like, oh damn, he's gone. I thought he was going to die. That's why I thought he was going to die at the end. I thought he was going to like fight Grindelwald instead and like sacrifice himself fighting him. That's 100% what I thought was going to happen. And it didn't happen, and I was so happy it didn't happen because that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I love being bamboozled by movies, bro. Like, I think we can agree that we didn't guess anything from any of these 3 movies. Like, we had no idea where they were going from start to finish. By the end of the movie, you're a broken person. Like, that's just what it was. By the end of 2, I was a broken man. I was shattered. Like I was crying with Jacob. Like I was like, bro, what's going on? Like this movie definitely capitalized on the relationship between Queenie and Jacob as well. And like you could really feel like how much he cares about her and how she really thought she was doing the right thing so they could be together type of vibe in the end. But it all was just wrong no matter what.
Yeah. And seeing their, seeing them fight for their love the way they did, was awesome. It was, it was so genuine, like you were saying. Then to see them, finally get married in the end, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I was really happy to see that. Really, but we got 2 movies left, so God knows what could happen in a span of 2 movies. So
what I'm kind of I don't know if this is gonna happen, but I just feel like their kids are going to be someone that we knew. Like their kid, like their lineage is gonna be in the Harry Potter movie, and we just don't know who they are yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their daughter gets married to someone, and then they have the girl, I can't think of her, Hermione. You know what I mean? Like Hermione, like Queenie is Hermione's great grandmother type of vibe. Like that's the vibe that I got, especially because aren't they the first like Muggle and
they're the first ever get married. That's why it was
it's
like a historical moment.
It felt like okay, like let's get it.
This has been building right here,
and it's so crazy how this movie is prequels, but it expands on what the sequels of it gave us. Like it's like, yo, what? Like, yeah, I want a modern day Harry Potter in the American school that we hear about from the second one.
Yeah,
I think
that'd be really cool.
That would be a solid movie right there.
I think that'd be pretty cool, man.
Did we know that there was all of these ministries of magic either? Like everywhere? Like, is that something that we were privy to? Yeah. And the president thing, like we didn't know that either, right?
I don't think we did.
Because as far as I know, the president lady from the first movie is not the same thing as the president thing that they were doing in this movie. Like she was just the president of the American Ministry of Magic, basically. Yeah. And then so we didn't even know they had like a whole president-elect. There is always the Magicians TV show.
It's on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of that before.
I haven't watched it, but I know
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good from what I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Those are like the big things for me, really. Was like the whole Dumbledore secrets, the one thing that we kind of had an issue with. And
I think he's saying that in relation to that it's about like American School of Magic.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I understand. Netflix has it.
Yeah.
What's up with it? Kip Falbo? Kip Falbo?
How's it going? Yeah. I mean, do you have anything else that did you want to talk about specifically? I think everything that I needed to get out, I think I got out. But
I really like that big ass scorpion that we see.
Yes.
That's the one thing that I didn't want to
talk about. That was
terrifying. I love the comedic relief that they give in these movies because it doesn't take away from anything. Like they give you comedic relief, and while it's happening, there's literal people dying. Like there's so many emotions at the same time. Like people are getting snatched and melted and eaten alive, and their bodies disintegrated. Like it was wild. Like they're getting freaking what's it called when punctured by the pincer of the scorpion and like brought down. But once again, Newt and his vast knowledge of everything that there is to be a beast allows them to get through that situation. And it was like, yo, I just really like this movie.
The end of it was kind of just pure luck. But Oh yeah. For the most part, the beginning part of it was okay. I know what to do here. I'm a pro. Yeah. And his brother was like, dude, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm getting you out of here. And I was like, hey,
all in the hips, baby.
Yeah. It's all in the hips, bro. It was hilarious because the brother looked so awkward trying to do it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Newt looked like he knew what he was doing. Like he's done this shit before. But his
my
brother
boy's
was
got
like,
rhythm.
Fast, mad rhythm.
Yeah.
Mad rhythm. But his brother was just like, Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh my god.
But I loved
gotta
all
do
of
this.
those creatures.
Yep.
And once again, I also love the use of the little tree guy and the platypus.
Yep.
The
The Niffler. The Niffler.
Niffler. Yeah.
Yep. I also, speaking of like his brother, I really liked seeing them kind of get to bond a little bit better.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I mean, obviously it wasn't like that crazy, but like we did see them bond a little more this movie. Because the beginning of the second one, you know, didn't seem like they were on the best of terms family wise. Even though like the brother has tried to, you know, try and rekindle that relationship, but he is with Newt's old girl, which, you know, I'm sure complicates things. And then she's dead now, you know, so complications not there anymore. But definitely the effort was made for them to kind of get a little closer. And by the end of the movie, I definitely felt that. And
I agree with you 100%. And I feel like that's another thing that we can just glorify when it comes to this trilogy so far, is that the way they have utilized characters over the course of each movie and giving them bigger and bigger and bigger roles to a point where the brother is now a main character when he was literally just a side character in the other movie. He had like zero screen time. To be honest, him and Newt's love interest from the first movie kind of switched places in how much in like the main character role. Was a really cool aspect to even see. We also got Bunty, who brought a lot of. She was like a main side character, but she was still a main character.
Wait, who?
Bunty.
Bunty
is the one that had the briefcase that got the copies made of it.
Yes.
And she's his assistant in the second movie. Like she takes care of all of the beasts and stuff when he's not there.
Yeah, mad love for Newt, for sure.
Mad love for my boy Newt. But
we kind of felt bad for her on this one. I really did.
I did too. But it just feels like she's gonna end up being his love interest, though. Like he's gonna go away from the other girl that he's still low-key madly in love with, that because we kind of hear him talk about her. And she's also been promoted to the president of Ministry of Magic, if I'm not mistaken. Or is she just on the?
No, she's like the main person.
She's the lead now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she takes over that division that she was a part of before, and which was also a really cool aspect of it. Like everything. And that was a background world building aspect. And so it's like we know the next time we see her in another movie, she's now here type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's really it. Like Bunty, I loved Bunty. Jacob, I love Jacob. That's really, we've talked about all the stuff. I think
everything else you guys have to go check out and watch for yourself, because the way this movie builds up its story, the way we learn more about characters, the way we learn about the relationship between Grindelwald and Dumbledore, you know, his brother, the sister, Credence, all kind of came together full circle. And I'm excited for the next two, man. I didn't even know there was supposed to be two more. That's why I was so confused by the end of the movie up until you had said that. And I was like, oh my God, okay. All makes sense now. I'm so happy.
So I think, I don't know how many Harry Potter movies that we have, but I'm pretty
7.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we even got like a number similar to that with the Fantastic Beasts series, because it's great. It's amazing.
It's good.
Unlike Harry Potter, they have the books to keep them up, and there's no books for the Fantastic Beasts stuff though.
Yeah, so it's only the one
screenplay. So you get a lot of, it's fresh. I guess that's the best way to say it, is it's fresh. We're all confused, unless, you know, like Mary Sue and Laura, they probably would have a way better understanding of certain name drops and world things because of the books. But it's not so much so that we are just completely in the dark. Like everyone is in the dark at this point. You know what I mean? And we just love that type of stuff, except for Halo. Sorry.
I just, you know. On that note, our video got blocked.
Again.
I
mean, now that we're at 1,000 subscribers and monetized, we might be getting looked at way closer.
Yeah, and on that note, I didn't realize this, but apparently a vast majority of other content creators are having the same issue with CBS. Specifically those
Paramount,
who give a quite intense critique of the episode. Apparently,
Oh,
like they're actually going in and manually flagging it and not necessarily letting it do because you know how like YouTube does the automatic flag if it's really that
yeah.
bad. But
Right, it does the
apparently,
automatically check.
they're starting like because I think we can know in the emails that we get after they flag
Yeah.
it might tell us if it was manually or automatically. And if it was manually, it means someone had
That means
watched
someone
our shit
watched it
and we're like,
and was like, nah,
no.
they're bagging it.
Yeah, they're bagging it. Flag them. I'm not
way
even,
we're getting shadow banned by
bro.
Paramount.
I swear to God.
That's crazy.
So, we got to deal with that.
I did see someone say that in our last Halo review.
Yeah,
maybe it was on the Discord. I just know someone said that as well.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of creators are having an issue with
Yeah.
this. Demar, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. My man said I have to find time to watch this. Definitely.
Dude, it's a good one,
if you
bro.
like Harry Potter and the Wizard world and all of that, you definitely need to check this out. Even if you don't, check out the first 2 movies and it'll make you want to see this one.
But yeah, man. Again, if you guys have watched this movie or just watching this, let us know down below what you guys thought about the movie. And what you guys expect. I really don't know what's going to happen. Grindelwald survives and escapes now, and he says, "You know what? The Wizarding World was not my enemy, but now it is." And then
no. He says you were never my enemy, not then and not now. And then he falls off of the thing. So he was, yeah, bro. Like he was like, because that's what I thought he was gonna say. I was like, you weren't my enemy, but you are my enemy now. And I had said it before he said it. And then he was like, you're not my enemy. You had not then.
Damn, I need to rewatch
now. And then he just falls off the back, like it was fire, bro.
But he's alive. And you know, 2 more movies, a lot could happen. So I can't wait. I really can't tell you what I think is going to happen because I just don't. The movie doesn't really give you that much to work off of at all.
I couldn't have told you what was going to happen in 2 from watching 1 and in 3 from watching 2. So, like, there's no way. Like, they just do such a good job of creating a new, just a new story.
Yep. But again, I know for me, 4.7. I think since it was on the same wavelength as well for the same reasons. Go check out this movie, guys. It was awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, before we head out though, please make sure to follow us on all of our social medias at Marvelbros23 on our Facebook, Twitter.
Nope,
not 23. At Marvelbros on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and our YouTube channel, where we post all of our content and much more.
That is right, and you can also check out our website www.marvelbros.com. That's MRVL.com, and you can get you some merchandise to represent the super fam. Tag us in it on the interwebs and whatnot, because we cannot wait to see all of that amazingness. And you can also listen to Pop Culture News Update, our Pop Culture News Updates, wherever you listen to our podcasts at. Check out the Patreon if you want to support Marvel Bros as well. And we're now monetized on here, so you guys can send super chats and super stickers and all that good stuff to show you love. And yeah, we appreciate you guys for tuning in with us on another movie review and an amazing episode of Marvel Bros. We can't wait to see you on the next one.
Oh, yes.
Excelsior.
To support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the super fan.
Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties.
We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update.